Alrighty, hello every folks, and good morning. Welcome I wanted to do like a companion playthrough with the Resonant Arc podcast here, along with everybody else, and I figured I might as well do a challenge run in the meantime here. So first of all, random note, if you hear some clanging off in the background, dryer's a bit of a piece of crap, and kind of needed to get some stuff clean today, so that's going to be off in the background. I hope it's not coming through. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this thing. So, challenge run for today is going to be ranged only. You typically hear this whole meme as far as Reborn goes over, like, oh, ranged attacks are so bad. Thankfully, most of that has turned around, but, yeah, they're a fun little mechanic to play around. So, we're just gonna go ahead and do it that way. Let's see, it's December... What December is it? 10 sounds like a good number. Let's go do that. Alright, so, as always, we're going to answer these pretty randomly here. So, a sage will grant you a single piece of wisdom. What would you learn of him? Well, I figure since we're doing archers, we're going to do Secret of Winning Hearts. Gotta get them charm bows running. Let's see, opportunity knocks but once. You stand at the end of a hard-fought battle. Why have your forces lost? Probably shot at the wrong stuff, to be honest. So, let's go ahead and see. Hangman, stand poised to take the life of another. Why do you attempt this dire act? I mean, they probably had it coming, to be fair. I don't know how they got themselves in this situation. Heavy rests the crown. The people of your kingdom rise against you. What course do you take? Leave. I mean, they clearly want it more. Let's see. You brew an elixir. What power will it hold? Please obey and stick to hitting the right targets, people. Okay, and who do we want to go for? This is probably going to be one of the minorly min-maxy thingies we're going to do here. I'm going to go for Learn 'em here, just because of the Griffins. Basically, a bit of a speedrun thing you can do is you can customize Denim to run ice. Even in the speedrun, I run Longbow and Denim for those ones. You just throw a breach on them, chuck a longbow at them, and you're off to the races. We're going to skip through plot stuff unless it's funny. Alright, there's blood on my hand. How long till it lies on my heart? Well, I don't know. How long are you waiting for surgery, then? Yes, that is exactly my name. Then it's time we do this thing!
Is captain of the Dark Knights.
Technically, yes, but not the right guy. So we do the thing. Vice is gonna go do his thing. Cash with, this is the closest the two ever get to actually going on a date. So whatever. We'll just go ahead and leave it at that. You know what? You two, you have yourself a nice happy ending. I'll see you. Peace. Oh, Vice decided to get himself killed. Okay, fantastic. All right. Don't trust these people. Their stats are too high. I love how this is the one time in the entire series that they bother putting a point on that sword. Seriously, go back and check. It's hilarious. It's literally just a square stump in all the rest of them. Okay, so, would you have our aid? No, we're good. We just need some bows and we got this sorted out. Maybe some crossbows if you got them. If you got some bowguns, especially the +1 variety, that'd be fan-frickin-tastic. Let's make a new save so I don't accidentally delete my old one. And we're going to go ahead and take Canopus's bows so that we got this going right away. Oh, right. Fine. Dang it, I forgot you can't take away his bow in this one. Fine, whatever. Be that way. So we can't really do a whole lot. Yeah. Stuff happens. So we can throw rocks at this point. Yada yada. Okay, first of all, yes. Talk. Get the general idea. Of all of the very many mods that this game can have, please explain to me why skip cutscenes, or sorry, auto skip intro isn't one of them. Like this section right here is probably the main reason that I haven't spent years speedrunning. Because I love playing this game fast in all of its versions, but oh my god, this intro. It has so much cutscene skipping nonsense that it's kind of ridiculous. So I love how my nose just randomly decided to act up there, but oh well. So yeah, the elements for Kashua, Denim, and Vice are seemingly random. I don't know if there's actually any direct relationship between them. Here, we'll just go ahead and throw a rock. You know what? Vice is going to do this later. We'll throw a rock at Canopus. Why not? We'll collect our thread here. If you walk over to the tile where Canopus is at, there will be one more random thing to collect. It will be a very minor benefit, almost never, but we've got nothing better to do while they clear out the map, because we don't have a bow. We just have our throwing rock, so, yeah. Speaking of, before somebody asks for a throwing rock only, eventually. That'll be after, like, level 1 stuff is done. Throwing rock only was a lot more plausible in PSP because of how broken anatomy was. Here, it's, yeah, a bit more of an involved thing. Basically, for those that didn't see it, I was trying to get the video working again, but it didn't want to happen. But as far as the Throwing Rock Only run, the main reason that it was possible in PSP, as far as it was simply because you could stack anatomy as well as various other like stat ups and whatnot in order to more or less just push through the damage. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of about that, to be honest. You could essentially use anatomy as a weapon, more or less. And if you ended up over-leveling hard enough, your strength and dexterity would end up functioning as the other half of the weapon calculation, essentially allowing it all to push through defenses, at which point it basically did normal damage. Which is all well and good, but not really going to help us much here. Alright, in this particular case, you'd basically be looking for min-maxing strength and dexterity, though realistically, the more realistic approach would be to find a way to guarantee knockbacks, and effectively use those all of the time. Now, I don't think it would actually work with like a Tremendous Shot or anything like that, so I'm not sure how we'd accomplish that knockback damage. That was one of those things that was planned to be abused for level 1 and whatnot. But either way, that's a story for another day. As far as as far as Throwing Rock Only, it might just end up being as tedious as just doing everything 1 damage at a time whenever we get to it. But it's okay, we got a long while. Also, that archer needs to die. So this is one of those things that's kind of weird about the intro to this game. They've improved a lot of little bits and pieces, like they've improved the wording of the way that they phrase a lot of the stuff here. Where, for example, they'll mention that the distance that you move is actually, actually important. That it's not just the fact that you didn't move. But Paul has a tendency to get himself killed in a situation where you don't get those Dynast King's meads. And those, like, I still say that one of the things that they should have done for the intro is just to have Canopus or somebody go throw a Dynast King's mead on somebody. Just to show you how big of a difference it made. But unfortunately, they don't, so... it is what it is. How are you going to so severely boost the debuffs and buffs and not bother with that? Don't suppose you'll let me steal your bow now? No, I'm good. Fine, back to throwing rocks it is. It's like he tells us to kick rocks, but we throw them instead. Alright. Just going to leave the sword on him for additional weight so he takes his turn a little bit longer so that these guys can get their stuff done faster. I guess technically I could have done exactly what I said and picked up a Dynast King's mead, offered this guy a drink, and, been all well and good. No such luck as of yet. So a sip of coffee it is.
Interlopers, why do you meddle in our affairs?
Because the plot demands it! And also because you're here, why not? Alright, so... yeah, Chapter 1 on ranged only should be relatively simple. I would expect to do this in one sitting. Basically, we just go up to stuff and shoot it. All we need is a variety of different elements, and we got an advantage in every situation. The only kind of customization that I'm going to do to the party, really, is just to make sure that we have a second ice bow, since we won't get any ice charms in the early sections, at least not consistently as far as I can remember. I remember having a hard time routing them in, so either way, Ice Denim was kind of the way that I was going for it at this point. General idea is that for the first chapter, the kind of defense breaks you have access to are going to be your averses, for primarily just for those particular spells and things. It's not going to help that much. Then we also have access to breaches, and then we have access to our elemental counters. So once we get access to fear and stuff like that, we're gonna see a completely different shift in how things go. Basically, this run gets to show off some of my favorite kind of niche builds in the form of the Crossbow Knights. So this should be fun. Like they're not a universal purpose thing, but yeah, Crossbow Knights are really solid. But we'll have a few of them. I will also be using a few switch hitters from our rune fencers there. So I'm thinking probably at the very start we'll go probably 3 fencers with instills, probably go for the offensive variant on those. Thinking some healer knights with crossbows, since we don't have any ranged attacks available on clerics. So we'll see. Let's go collect some loot here, just to get us as set up as possible, because these guys love to... Okay, it's more likely in this version that you'll end up getting a hold of all of your stuff from the intro, but you do still have those cases when, like, Bapal will go forward and get himself just pincered, like, he gets absolutely blendered, as you saw in that last one. Where it was very close to us not being able to get our Dynasty King's Meads, which would have been a bit of a tragedy. Alright. So, let's see. 3 fencers, 3 knights, probably 2 bows. 2 longbows, rather. And we'll switch to some bowgun archers down the road. I think I might switch... there's not much to theorize on at this point. We'll play it by ear. I always come up with all these plans ahead of time, and then they end up going completely awry there. But, yeah. One thing that will be a mainstay throughout the entire run, especially considering that our weapon upgrades are going to be cheap, and we rarely need to do them. Pretty much all of our expenses are going to be going to Dynasty King's Mead, since we'll have access primarily to that. We won't have access to, like, the Volge or the Zwei or anything like that, so... and also we can't use the dragons or anything along them lines, so... You know, ranged attacks only. Then again, you know what? Griffin rocks would probably be pretty fun, too. We're already going to have Beast Tamers on the team, so... I think Rock Griffins are going to be a thing. We'll see. We get our Night Marks. Alright. Fantastic. And we get some moves and such. Yes, yes, yes. Order of XCOM. Oh yeah, right, I gotta... Alright, there we go.
What do you think?
I think that's a great way to have 60% accuracy, sir. Alright, so we got our people over here, so this is gonna be... Let's see. Input name... Are. Funnily enough, this is one of the very few kind of instances where the Switch version is actually more comfortable to control. Yeah, let's go ahead and... There we go, we got Shen. Let's see, you're going to be the caster here. Although we're going to pretty much immediately get rid of your casting right away, but... let's go for something like that. Right, what the... Oh, let's see, we got Jane. I don't remember her last name. It was Jane something. There we go. Jane something. And last one's gonna be... what's her face? Psychic lady. I never play the frickin' Slingshot DLC, so I don't know. Oh, okay. There we go. Yes, let's go ahead and get into it here. So, we're going to need some ranged weapons. Let's go to the shop and get some of them. Alright, first things first. We do have blowguns already. That actually... We'll pick up 4 of those. Worst case scenario, they'll be used for crafting later. 3 more short bows, 4 crossbows. We'll go ahead and pick up several war rings. We're not going to bother with defender rings this time. Let's get 8 of them. We'll go ahead and pick up several instills. Okay, we're gonna... do we just get 1 of each for now? I think we just get 1 of each for now. I probably should piecemeal it out a bit more, but for now we'll do 1 of each. Alright. Probably won't be able to get much use out of Instill Light just yet. And Instill Shadow, we actually will be able to get a decent bit of use of later down the road. Alright. Sell our melee weapons, sell our... we don't need to sell anything extra there. Alright. Let's go ahead and go to the shop here. Let's actually buy a few more things. So we've already got a few of our breaches here. We'll go ahead and pick up a few of these as well. Alright, we'll get to those when we need them here. Alright. First order of business, you are going to go ahead and be a knight here. Due to the fact that we're going to be staying fairly defensive over the course of this run, I'm going to want him to be one of our frontliners. Did we pick up a pelta? We didn't. Okay, whatever. Crossbows. We're not going to make use of pincer. We can't even use it here, so put that on there. Resist swords a little bit better, and resist axes a little bit better, I guess. Go ahead and get one heal, one breach, one strengthen, and one revive. Everybody else will just kind of have to play by ear. You can go crossbow as well. I'm going to go ahead and slap that on you. Lily, you're fine as you are, but we are going to give you... Do we want to give you the... No, we can't even use that dagger for the purpose of this run. Even if it's a parrying dagger, it's not allowed. Alright, let's take that off of you. You need to be something else, though. You can go ahead and be one of our knights. Actually, it's kind of fitting, because the coat kind of looks like a lab coat. So we'll go ahead and make you one of our crossbowers. We don't have another shield for you. So whatever. We'll figure that out later. Pick up a war ring. We'll get more rings and such later. You also are just going to go ahead and be a knight because I spent all of our money. Alright. Get the last crossbow, get a helmet, and get some armor because we don't want to be leaving those slots open. You go ahead and get one of these. You're going to be our switch hitter here. So you go ahead and pick up a bow. You're going to go ahead and go for water and still on your spells, because that's not technically a offensive spell. Probably should have clarified that the whole idea here is that we'll be specifically only using ranged damage. So there's that. Like, I could make the distinction for we specifically also have to, like, not use heals or something, but I feel a little pointless. Now, let's go ahead and switch you over to a bow as well, and you will refuse to switch classes.
Is that really necessary?
Apparently she's quite happy as she is. Either way, that will be about that for her. Okay. That's everybody set up. Let's do this thing. Now, unfortunately, we are very stacked for water. We need some fire, we need some lightning. That elemental loadout is some hot garbo, frankly. Alright. One of the cool things I like that they do with this first archer here, though, is that they go ahead and make her the opposite element of many of the soldiers here, to kind of tell people, like, hey, look, here you go, this archer's really good here, and then just, like, they didn't mention the elements yet, so... So it kind of is kind of one of those discovered on a second playthrough kind of moments. Anyway, whatever. He's resisted, but he's gonna, you know, use his protagonist stats to go hit her a little bit harder. You go ahead and fire here. I probably could have gotten a short bow on her, maybe. I will be kind of classing people out based on their weapons later, just to make it easier to know who's firing what, you know? Yeah, this run gets a lot easier to quickly execute in this version with all of the built-in trajectory. Alright, get our 87 off that. And you'll get your nice bonus there as well. Nice 70 right there. We actually don't need to kill off these guys. We're just going to rush down the leader. Theoretically, it's probably possible to actually end the fight before the card tutorial, in which case I wonder if it actually prevents it from ever actually spawning in. Because, yeah, you can actually, back in the PSP version, you actually could prevent the AI function from ever turning on if you ended up activating it, or if you ended up ending the fight earlier than possible. So in a normal playthrough, this wasn't really possible, but if you like, if you ended up really, really cheesing New Game, or not even New Game Plus, but if you knew this ahead of time, and you created a situation where you were going into that fight extraordinarily over-leveled with a bunch of, cheesy maneuvers and such, you could potentially just disable Denim so that his turn never comes, and then take a few turns to go run up a longbow and just, just never turn the AI feature on. It's a whole lot of work to make sure that you permanently scuff your save file, but it's just funny that you can do that. Anyway, let's go ahead and fire on you. Get this fight done and over with. There's not really too much that we need to grab from these guys. It's going to be a little bit of extra money that they drop. But for the time being, we're just kind of looking to wrap up these fights and keep on carrying on as you do. We're going to get a few skill rank ups over time by doing this. But for the time being, we just want to charge forward. Alright, that guy's almost done. I'm wondering if I should potentially allow recruits. Because technically speaking, that's not offensive. Like, it is what I would consider to be an offensive tool, but it's not technically an attack, if you think about it. I don't know. We'll see what the jury says on that, because I know that Pacifist Run is already going to involve recruiting everything. So maybe having a run where recruit is banned is a good idea. Because if there's one ability that's super overpowered, good lord, it is recruit. Okay. That should be that right there. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. And carrying on. Get some experience charms. Get some not water charms. Because I didn't do the thing. It's funny because Cashua usually wins that one for you. That time she decided not to. Fantastic. Alright, he wants to join? Hell yeah, sir. Get in here. We didn't, by any chance, get access to some different elemental charm that I missed, did we? No. Alright, well, never mind on that. Anyway, you get crossbows, you get hammers, and you get some spells. He actually has a dead shot that they'll get right away. I believe this was actually a spark sphere back in the PSP version. Now it matches him more directly. Alright, this axe, sir, is just not allowed, so sorry, that's gotta go. Additionally, he's also one of the ones that might be dropping one of them breachy type of deals, so we'll go ahead and throw that on there. You'll definitely want one of these, and in case you somehow manage to get yourself charmed, that'll be useful 3 chapters from now. Let's see, for this night, there's nothing new for you to equip just yet. What am I forgetting? There was something. There was definitely something I'm forgetting, probably not super relevant for the time being. Oh yeah, you. You should have a Tremendous, there we go. You'll probably switch to having Tremendous as well. For the time, you're fine. What class somebody is going to be at is not really going to matter that much right now. Alright. Get Canopus in there, and we need to pick up some fire and some lightning. This is actually the one case where I'm considering allowing a recruit there, because it really would be nice to pick up some of them units. In fact, actually, if we do Nybeth, I can go get some Zambies. I want some Zambies. Zambies are fun. We'll see, we'll see. Can't recruit these guys, though. Best theme in the game goes brr. We'll get our area on. We'll go ahead and pick up that crit card. We'll have Canopus fly up and do his thing. We'll want to pick up more shields for the purpose of maneuvering stuff into stuff. Actually, are shield bashes allowed? Yeah. So, yeah, I guess technically shield bashes shouldn't be allowed because they're a melee attack. Dang it. I was going to say we can use 3 shields to hit Canopus over to that card and then move him forward. Dang it. Well, whatever. No shield bash for us. It is sad times. Dang rain affecting our accuracy. Alright. Yeah, down the road we'll want to probably switch a... Like, if we pick up a... I was going to say Zombie Valk, switch over to that Divine Element. I still don't know if Recruit should be allowed for this thing. Maybe it should, just as long as they're not using a ranged attack, I guess. Alright, pew-pew that guy. You will pick up that skill card, because you're the only one with a action skill right now, or auto skill right now. I'll get that later. Oh, you rude bastard! Took the thing that will immediately spawn somewhere else. How dare you? Pew. Yeah, these guys are just kind of shooting at stuff to raise up their skills for the moment. This guy is going to go collect all them goodies. You got a fizz up over here. Fantastic. Wait another turn and see what ends up shaking out. Perhaps some bacon, allegedly. There's a lot of shaken that is bacon, apparently. My daughter always like comes in, hops into the car from school, and is like, "Oh yeah, what's shaken bacon?" Well, I don't know. But hopefully not the car, otherwise we'd have to go get the tires rotated. Alright. Pew on you. And we charge. It's gonna quickly shoot and scoot, as we do. They're down at the moment. We'll pick up some exorcism juice down the road for these kinds of exact situations. For the moment, both Donalto and Cashwa will be able to sort this problem out. Unfortunately, we can't necessarily stop them from doing other things, and if this was a normal run, I would have gone and given Spirit Surge to Cashwa, but I really don't think that there's anyone under the illusion that this fight is actually going to be a challenge right now. So, whatever. Alright, we got our instill. We'll go get our stuff here, and we'll go ahead and pop you. Get our nice 25% damage. Or I guess technically, yeah, no, it would be 25% damage in that case. Pop. Alright. Vice is gonna Vice. Probably should have gone Crossbows on Vice, actually. Oh, well. Anyway, you go over here. Just occurred to me, why did I put a dead shot on him? He can't use it anyway. Alright, we're gonna have to take that off. I think I just put it because it's matching. Probably what it was. Alright, you take the critical, go ahead and disable this ghost. Poppity-pop. Beautiful 300 over there. Gotta love when all the enemies here just immediately take normal damage and you don't have to worry about defense breaks. Alright. And pop. And more popping. Get our accuracy capped at 80% because of the dang rain. Making all our shots not land. And if you're wondering, this is when skills like back attack would actually be helpful. But we are not going to grind our way up to it right now. Alright, there's one ghosty gone. You know, maybe we'll just skip Nibeth. Go ahead and get this chapter done a little faster. Maybe. We'll see. So you go ahead and pick up this fizz up. Might clear this stuff out a little bit faster. There we go. Nice happy shot in that direction. Block off this tile right over here. Gonna take some attacks on Canopus, but he should be safe. That tile blocking from where he's standing is very handy. I really like that particular tile. I should probably make a tier list of, like, my favorite tiles. Because that would definitely be one of them, because Canopus tends to land there a decent bit. Anyway, there's one shot. Go ahead and take another shot. If he crits one of them, that's fantastic, but for the moment we don't have to worry about it too much. Poppity pop. Yeah, I gotta say, despite the fact that this can occasionally be a very slow rule set, this is still one of my favorite runs for Knight of Lotus, where they basically, it just devolved into shooting everything 10 damage at a time, but it still was a dang good time. Alright, Lightning Staff. Let's have you proceed on forward, just to kind of scatter about their units. Yeah, sometimes, for those that are relatively new to this, sometimes it's useful just to scatter your people forward. Just entirely for the purpose of the AI doesn't always know how to react. So, like, if you're sitting in a position, they'll keep hammering the same spots. But if you're maneuvering around a lot, sometimes they'll just find new targets to shoot at, and it ends up saving you. So there's that. Alright, I guess Donalto is going to survive this one. Unless we, Unless we fix that. Let's do the surprise kill-off Donalto speedrun. I don't think we'll have enough time before the fight ends to do that. Then again, it basically would be a two-part speedrun, because then we'd switch immediately over to Felicia, because then we'd have to kill her off too for just sounding annoying, but... Yeah, Felicia was a strange decision. I really like most of the voices, but Felicia was a bizarre one. I don't know why they decided to do the whole mouse voice thing. It was a bit odd. But yeah, if we can't use Recruit, then I'm going to skip Nybeth, because it's like the only friggin' reason to do it at this point. Alright. Let's see. You shoot here. Should maybe... Didn't quite take that one out. Alright. Then, why don't you go ahead and just end the fight. Hello you, goodbye you, sucks to be you, and later. Unfortunately, she doesn't drop life force here. We wouldn't be able to use it for absolutely ages, but it would be a nice spell to have. Anyway, there's our near-guaranteed buff charm, or light charm. Poppity-pop, everybody hits their level cap. Dandy-dandy, stuff happens. Sure, we'll go do stuff. Recruit, absolutely. You, sir, are going to join... we'll see what we turn you into. You are going to be a crossbow knight. Alright. Did not mean to do that. I was trying to go to the shop. Alright. Got some monies. Let's go ahead and buy some of these. No, we don't need those. We need some of these. Maybe some of these, and alright. Should be good to go there. Actually, we need some bows. Right, bows are going to unlock as soon as we get back to Elmorica, so let's do that. Fantastic. Alright, Voltaire, you're going to be one of our backups. We got our lightning here. Actually, no. He's not going to be one of our backups. He's going to be an archer. Because we want some of every element here. So... switch you over to the Archer. Actually, no. Let's switch you over to Rune Fencer. Because I want him to be another Switch Archer here. For reasons that are a little bit sketchy, I suppose. Whatever. He'll be fine as is for now. Get some bows, get some meditate, get some this, get some of this. Wait. Recruit's not allowed, is it? I don't know. We'll play that by ear. You get instills, you get a heal. You... are fine with that. You need this. Good to go. You know, let's turn you into a Rune Fencer also. Fencer's just that versatile. You gotta have one for everything. Alright, you get the heal. Keep your instill. Again, we're just going full offensive variant instills and stuff for this one. Let's go to the shop, sell some weapons. Sell some of these, sell some of these, sell some of these. We don't need them. Sell some of these. Keep the sticker just in case we need an offhand parrying dagger. Get a couple of these. Get a couple of these. Beast Tamer will be the first one to be able to use the blowgun, so we'll deal with that when it comes. Let's see, you're already a fencer. You need a bow, right? Actually, no. Our archer can go ahead and switch over to her longbow. This guy can switch over to the short bow, and we don't have a shield, but that'll be okay. Helmet. Don't have any armor. Don't have any of that. I think we're going to hold off on using it for a little bit, sir. Concentration. I don't know when you'll actually need it, but whatever. Put something on there for the moment. This looks alright. Lanar, can we... take away your sword? Yes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give him a crossbow. Let's get this crossbow over here. I do like that he'll actually listen to your commands. It's kind of funny. Technically, there are some more optimizations that we could be doing, but this will do for now. Alright. Let's go ahead and save it real quick. And off to Golborza we go! Golborza plain. Water. That's lots of water. Bradford, I'm thinking we're replacing you with Voltaire. There we go. Reason why will become plain eventually. Cool thing is, we actually might be able to automate parts of this, because when it comes to your ranged units, outside of those situations when you need or want to apply a breach or fear, you can't actually kind of send them out to go do it themselves. They'll be really good at picking out their targets on account of how sharply their damage swings as soon as they find an opening. So oftentimes the AI might be better at picking targets than you are. And that is okay. Alright. So we just need to kill the one guy over there. We don't have any air people on our team, so this might have to be our first use of Breach. But either way, for the time being, you go there. Do we have... why don't... Actually, no, we do have some air. What am I talking about? We have Canopus. I am this thing known as stupid. So yeah, we just have Canopus go over there. Actually, let's... Do we card stack Canopus? I think we card stack Canopus. Let's see, we got some props we can potentially break. For the moment, just go ahead and deal with this guy, as he's going to be a little bit of a nuisance. So we get rid of the casters, then we go and take out the healer, and then we rush down the leader, and then we're out of here. Move on to our next happy little war crime, as it were. Yes, 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 lay down your arms. Something, something, I don't know, go worship or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead and boost up this man. Sir, would you like to become absolutely frickin' jacked? Yes, you would. Please go shoot things now. Alright, one shot on you. Not really doing anything spectacular there. We are going to see some pretty sharp drop-off from these initial crossbows until we get a skill rank up. One little neat note on skill ranks for those that were not aware, you actually also resist resist the weapons that you understand. So, for example, if we fire on archers that understand bows, it sometimes feels like their damage is unusually high, and that's simply because they are resisting the weapon. You can actually see this... actually, should I just make... Yeah, I should just make another video on that. Anyway, whatever. Let's just go ahead and pop this guy real quick. Get our bonus damage against him. There we go. They take their shots. You go right here. That one is air, and now they are pile of dead, hopefully. Not completely dead, but we're getting there. But yeah, the healer is the main problem because she'll just obviously keep healing. We can, if we end up finding some crits, additional fizzes, whatever else, if we completely overwhelm, then we'll see about doing something with that. But I'm kind of expecting that we'll probably need to finish him off some other way. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm really looking forward to Chapter 2, though, when we get access to all of our poison short bows, and then it's really go time. That's when stuff gets really serious. Also, now, there is one other note here that we'll have to take care of, and that's actually going to come with Sistina in the next map. See, she's going to try to break our little challenge rule set here, therefore, she kind of needs to die. Now, it's unfortunate, but, you know, that's just kind of how it goes when somebody wants to break the run, as it were. Honestly, it's a little bit rude. I don't know why she didn't consider not doing that, but what can you do, right? So we'll deal with that when it comes. Anyway, poppity-pop. Yeah, the basic crossbows, again, are, until we get some additional skill ranks, basic crossbows are pretty much immediately going to be plinking. You start to see that that immediate sharp decline for some of your ranged weapons around this point, but they're pretty quick and easy to get back up on their feet. Stuff like, for example, the stunning short bow can actually still be useful, like, straight into the frickin' post game. So either way, there's options. But for the time being, pop, and we'll go this way. He should get access to his Alcolas after this. So we'll be making some use of that, but for now we'll just go ahead and finish her off. If we pick up any stuff along the way as far as any stat cards or what have you, it'll be fairly helpful, but I wouldn't expect to get like crazy stacked as far as that stuff goes. Actually, one way that we could potentially kind of cheese our way through some boss fights, as it were, just to speed stuff up, is if we wanted to go into Nightbeth's fight and do this wacky little thing where we just kind of repeatedly shoot down all of his ghosts to let them get exercised, and they have a pretty good chance to drop a lot of cards. So, I mean, technically we could, but also, at that point, I might as well just go for Farampa, and we're not really going to be going for stats anyway, so whatever. That is a theoretical, technical option, but also screw that. Alright, So he's got a caster up there, aka a walking pincushion, so we'll go ahead and sort that out. Let's see. You're pretty well going to be resisted, so just take some shots, get your skill ranks up. I think what I'm going to do in between episodes, I'm probably just going to throw everybody into training, max them all out in their respective ranks, for two reasons. For one thing, I want to make sure that everyone has both bows and crossbows ready to go in case they need to swap at any given point. And for another, just to work on penetration and finishers and what have you. I mean, they will catch up. I don't expect to run into any situation where that's actually going to be the make or break. Like, pretty much at every step of this run, we're going to pretty much immediately run into the answer to our problems right as we run into those problems. So, like, once we start hitting the armor wall around Chapter 2, well, we also start running into the Terenius, and that's just going to immediately solve all of our problems, so there's that. So yeah, I mean, the run is more or less solved before we go anywhere, but we're still going to be playing it by ear as far as how we handle individual fights and whatnot. Alright, there we go. Some free items. They're going to take some free shots. Once the cleric's gone, again, we can just have Canopus do his thing. Here, let's see. We want to do some more setup. Is there anything over here? That's going to be a skill up. Alright, just go this way. Probably could have had him go fire at that cleric, but it's fine. I wanted it to go for the big dramatic one-shot, but if he's going to be like that, then fine. Whatever. Pew. Get some numbers going up, and then you go this way. Alright. So, who all has a breach anyway at this point? Let's see, I know Denim has one. It doesn't really do much good for me right now, though, because he's all the way over there. I suppose if we put him all the way over here, that would be a different story. Alright, you go ahead and crossbow this healer a little bit more. She looks like she's in need of a crossbowing. It's kind of like therapy, except it isn't, because it's a crossbow. But it's close enough. Alright. One more tremendous shot. That should take her almost all the way down. She's probably going to go and heal her... Oh, no, wait, that's the end of her, actually. Thought she'd have a little bit more in the tank. Oh, well. Have you go over this way. Vulcan Lance. Alright. Yeah, you just go ahead and... Do you even bother with that? So you're fire. Yeah, just go ahead and take on this guy. For the moment, anyway. And get some nice happy skill ranks up. Just continue mopping up this fight, as if it was ever going to be much of a challenge to begin with. And what's that about? More spam calls. Awesome. Always what you love to see. Alright, one shot on you, and that's just about wrapped up now. Let's see. How do you normally look like on this shot? It's only going to do 87. Bit of a bummer. That's fine. We'll go over here. He'll go ahead and start working his way towards those other cards. So, cool thing about the Vartan, and part of the reason we're going to be sticking with him using a short bow pretty much throughout the entire playthrough, is simply put, because he's got some really good movement. So that'll give us a lot of potential options for reaching things we wouldn't otherwise be able to reach. Alright. He's going to Phalanx and do some healing, apparently. Alright. Dandy dandy. Actually, if we're already hitting 87s, do we even want to bother wasting the mead? I mean, I kind of want to just to show it off, I guess. There we go. Sir, have a drink. We're definitely doing that as a sign of peace and not to get you blackout drunk so that we can shoot you in the frickin' throat. Alright, one crossbow. Crossboat, as it were. That tree probably deserved it, maybe. Alright. Get a little bit of a great bow shot on you. You're going to get that concentration, but again, most of these guys are still going to be bouncing off this guy until we start accessing our fear bonuses, and or skill bonuses, and or get our upgraded bows, and or, you know, any number of other things. For the time being, though, we just do this, where we go forward and we shoot, and we get our elemental bonuses, and that is important. Like, if she had an elemental bonus there, it would be pretty significant. That was her being resisted, and she was still doing a pretty decent amount. Also, I forgot to take his shield away. That's my bad. Alright, you go here. I don't think you'll need it, but go ahead and just take your regular shortbow shot here. Take your 150. And somebody go finish this guy off. Put him out of his misery, please. There we go. And we're done. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy, and then you get the lemonade, and then you get the profit. And we get 5 Dynast King's Meads out of that fight, which is just a nice, happy number. You'll love to see it. Because we're definitely going to need them in the next one. Alright, so that's all well and good. Go ahead and save you there. Trying to remember to not save over my save file again. Alright, so first of all, we're going to need a... Do we have any ice? We do have ice, yes. Cold as ice, so willing to... Okay, never mind. We got a light charm, air charm, right. Actually, no, we're not going to do air charm. You want to min-max slightly. No, you don't, because I don't have the spare equipment for that. Do we have anything to give you? You have some chainmail. It's technically something. Hang on, what's he running? He's running bow. Yeah, replace her with a bow. Because this area is going to have a lot of straightaways, and we want to be able to hit stuff from relatively far away.
Who's that woman?
Yeah, we have other problems, including taking her out here. We can't possibly associate with somebody that's going to go and break our challenge run. Completely unacceptable. She could have come in with a bow. She absolutely had that option, but she just sort of chose not to. How rude. How very, very rude. Alright. So, you take a shot right there. Alright, good. That'll get somebody set up for later. So we'll take one of those. She'll go ahead and run in and do a little bit of damage of her own. So we actually have 2 targets that we want to take advantage of in this fight. One of them is that Beast Tamer. We want to make sure that he dies, and then additionally we want to make sure that we get a hold of the leader, because it turns out that kind of finishing off the leader of the fight might be an important win condition when it's specifically listed as the main win condition. Alright. Charge forward. Charge forward. In a shocking turn of events, they also charge forward. Alright. Go about there. I'll take a shot in that direction. You'll also take a shot in that direction. Yeah, one of the nice things about this fight in particular, like, really just the longbow changes alone made this fight so much less ridiculous in this version. So, for those that haven't played PSP, essentially you had both ranged... Well, you basically had ranged melee and magic on more or less the same footing. None of them really technically worked that different. As in, like, they didn't have some different form of scaling that they were each using. Again, to some degree, you could argue how technically true this or that is, but point is, you can distinctly feel the difference between melee, magic, and ranged in this version. In the original, you basically had a case where, since magic had a moderate amount of penetration and also didn't scale very high, it resulted in it feeling extremely powerful early on and then just doing ones as you went on. Whereas when it came to ranged attacks, it was essentially high scaling but low penetration. But because you could move your penetration wherever the hell you wanted, courtesy of ranked skills, this basically just meant that they were crazy damage almost all the time. So ultimately what this ended up creating was this absolutely bizarre situation where you'd run into this map here. The wizard would pretty much go and start two-tapping somebody. The melee characters would be just kind of doing their normal thing. But then you had the longbows that were just sort of coming in and, you know, once again just sniping people from a million miles away. Which tended to lead to the situation where Sestina would take a few longbow shots and just die. Which I guess isn't too unrealistic, but, like, still kind of feels shitty, you know? Anywho, let's have you fly this way. What's your damage looking like before we get started? 28. That's a bummer. Well, just increase your overheads to begin with. We'll have to breach our way past his armor, which technically doesn't reduce his defense. It just increases our offense versus his armor to the degree that it feels that way.